Hi guys, this is Bertie, and it is Monday, February 10th, 2025. I don't even know if I filmed last week. I think I did a little bit, but not very many long ones. So, and this one won't be that long either. However, I just wanted to talk today about how your parents are so smart. And I'm only saying this because I'm a parent now, and I understand most of why they did what they did now, because I have kids myself. And something my mom would always tell me is, Bertie, no matter what you do, you're always going to have to sacrifice one thing for something else. And so she always told me, I know, because, mothers know you pretty well. And especially when they're with you all the time. So my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She was with me all the time. With us, all of her girls all the time. But she knew us very well and very individually. And so she said, I know that you'll always want to be a career woman. I loved working and that reward, of doing a job well done, but I didn't need accolades from the top. I just felt so rewarded and so validated when I did do well. So it made me want to do even more well, right? If that's a word or correct grammar. Anyways, so she would say that, for instance, if you want to work out, go early in the morning before your kids are awake so that you're home for them when they're awake and you'll learn after. Now, I didn't follow that rule. What I did was I took my kids to the gym with me and let them play for 2 hours after school when they were younger, versus early morning. And then when they couldn't go, then my job was a personal trainer, so I just was working out all the time. But she said, choose a job that allows you to still be with your kids, because your kids grow. It's that whole adage of housework will stay around, but kids won't keep. You can still be successful while your kids are at home or on that track, right? You may not hit your pinnacle of success until they're out of the house, but you're always working towards that. And you're always putting jobs in place that will allow you to still be the kind of mom that you want to be. So if you want to be a stay-at-home mom for most of the time, then find yourself a job. They have so many nowadays. I will say that number one, the hardest job, I've done all three. I've done the stay-at-home mom all by itself, which was the second hardest. I've gone to work all by myself, which was the easiest. And the last one was a work-at-home mom, stay-at-home mom. Okay, a work-at-home for mom while your little kids are there. That is by far the most challenging because you're divided, right? And then also, being a stay-at-home parent that was number two, because it's constant. There's never any chance to just really be like, your kids are just constantly in need. So that is difficult, right? And then you have more expectations when you have to be a stay-at-home mom. And anyways, but you always have to give something up. So I'm grateful for the way I did it, because I was there when my kids were home. I chose to do that, but I also chose to still continue to always be doing something towards my main goal, which has always been to be a Tony Robbins. Eventually, the first girl Tony Robbins is what I coined it, but you know what, there's been plenty of those since, so no longer that per se, but still something similar. So now it's an author, but they all evolve. Eventually they'll all come together cohesively as one. But the important thing is, I have always tried to do something, and I think that's what's important. As long as you're doing one thing every day to move forward, then eventually you'll get to where you want to be. But realize that what you are working towards right now, what are you sacrificing? And can you sacrifice that later on versus now? Because you know what? Your kids won't keep. They're not going to be at home forever. And so when you are there for them, and you're slowly working on your success, then you won't have that regret of not spending more time in the home or with your kids. It doesn't have to be in the home. Take them with you places, My dad would take me to business meetings after I was. Well, no, he would take us all on like business trips, business meetings. He was very much, if we were there, he made us as apart as possible, which was phenomenal. He wasn't like, okay, kids, y'all don't know anything. No, he was like, y'all, come see what this is like. And then we would watch him, but then he'd always include us in the conversations, or if we had questions, we'd ask him, and then he'd, make us ask whoever we had the question for. He always made sure that we knew there was no reason to be shy. Okay, I'm not sure why I segued at that. I'm going to the store to get queso. I'm on my lunch break, y'all. before I go to, I'll be going to Austin for a few weeks, so with work. So I'm going to get my chips and queso before I get back to work to keep mapping out my route and then sending out emails to let them know I'm coming. So anyways, but sacrifice, think about what you're sacrificing now, and will you be able to live with what you sacrificed? You know, so people can sacrifice sleep, but eventually it does catch up to you. People sacrifice, you know, their kids being at home just to work, and then become successful, and their kids are gone, you know, and they no longer have that really strong hold. But parents, you always do have that strong hold. Your kids just have to have kids to appreciate you. Everybody needs a piece of their own medicine to be understood. You literally cannot understand something until you're that. You can think you understand. Like, I can't understand being a grandparent because I'm not one. I've seen my mom the way she grandparents. I see the way other people grandparent, how they do it in the movies. But I can't truly understand that, right? I can just try. So for parents, like, I think generations heal as we have kids and we heal our traumas in them. Because if you think about it, okay guys, I'm going to tell y'all parenting 101. And kids, if you are in a home right now living with your parents, here's what happens when you become a parent. You choose, what did I love about my parents did? I'm going to add this. What did I not like? Okay, how can I change that to make it better and work for me? So that's how generations evolve. But if you always try to stay stuck and do like, I have to do it exactly like my parents did, well then yeah, you're going to always feel that anxious pull of our generations are being wasted. We have to evolve as parents too for our kids. And it'll be interesting to see, because you know I have 3 older ones that are grown and in college, and I have the 2 younger at home, how different theirs will be in 10 years when my 2 younger graduate and enter into the college world. Like, it'll be even more different, right? Just, we have to evolve and we have to do better. And we do that by knowing better, and we know better when we have kids on purpose. And I did not have any of my kids on purposes, and they were like planned, but they were all with the same man, and it was under a loving home. We were just religious, so we didn't use birth control, right? So they were all wanted, but they weren't planned like everything is in today's world. And you know what? Am I the most successful I've ever been in my life? No. Could I have gotten a lot further right now? Sure. But you know what? I'm happy with where I'm at. And I don't regret anything. And I think that's happiness. That's peace. When every choice, life is difficult in and of itself, right? But anytime you make a choice, when you actually say, okay, you know what? I am giving into this choice right now. I am making this choice right now. Then you accept that ownership, and you can be okay with that decision. Basic level, ELI 5. If you want a piece of cake, have a piece of cake. Just don't feel guilty about having the piece of cake. Accept it, you know? You are where you're at because of all the choices you have made. Even if it wasn't your choice that added more challenges to the obstacles. If that makes sense. I don't know how it is. My story will be coming out eventually, y'all, but all right, that is it. I just want to say that, yeah, sacrifice like everything. For one thing, you have to sacrifice something. So you need to figure out what it is that will be worth it. And can you have it later on? Because I believe you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once.